But the days of continuity may be ending. Even on the best teams, there's now so much turnover that it's becoming ever harder to follow and identify with teams. Loyalty has been fragmented, which brings us to an underappreciated aspect of this golden era in the NBA.
In the span of 10 years, the Mavericks won 4 titles in the era of Bird, Magic, Hakeem, and Jordan. At the center of it all, Mack Collins. And he wants out. In 1995, the face of the Mavs requested a trade in a leaked audio. For newer fans of the team, it kind of made sense. Collins had a rough start to the 91-92 season, averaging just 7 points in the first 13 games with a 7-6 record. Not great. Plus, they've been getting younger and younger during the recent drafts. But it was pretty strange because even though the 91-92 season was a rough start, they ended up winning the championship that year. Again, it was his 4th title. To understand what happened, let's go all the way back to draft night in 1984. Mack was a top college prospect, but in a draft with Hakeem and Jordan, he fell to the Mavericks at 4. There were talks around the league because the Mavericks were already a 43-win team. Then they drafted a generational talent that happened to fall to them. Yeah. Anyway, even in his first season, he went to the finals and pushed the Celtics to 6 games. After falling short, the Mavericks traded their then solid point guard and some first-round picks for John Stockton. Keeping our core guys, we ended up winning our first title of the era off of a John Stockton game winner.
Oh, Stockton, corner 3. Yes! Yes! Oh my God. Oh my God.
But Collins ran away with the finals MVP. And again, after winning the finals, we landed the 5th pick in the draft. Another team's pick, of course. Although we almost traded it, we ended up getting Mark Price instead. More on that later. We couldn't repeat the following year as we got swept by the Blazers with Hakeem and Drexler. But we saw them again the following year and won in 7 to go to the finals. After going down 0-2, we won 4 straight to win our 2nd title. And yet again another finals MVP. Despite having our core the same and a bigger role for Mark Price, we lost in the first round versus the Jazz the following year. Whatever, it's fine, because we swept the finals the next year in 1990, and Mack won his 3rd finals MVP. But management was still concerned about the core. See, Mark Aguirre, who had been here since the creation of the team, had to go. So they traded him to the Suns for a young Scottie Pippen.
Do you think you'll be traded by February 23rd, the deadline?
Well, I hope I am. I think the way things are looking now, with the trading deadline closing in, there's a lot of talk going on from different teams. So
Seems dumb, I know, but Aguirre just broke his leg and missed a good amount of time. While he was gone, we were still good on scoring and we could use more versatility. On paper, this seemed like a great trade, but honestly, I think it was more of a warning. The next season, Dale Ellis was injured, so Blackman stepped up, averaging 25 points a game at 30. Despite the injury, we were still 27-14 at the trade deadline. But again, management was still concerned because our bench rotation was a little light and Mack was usually gassed at the end of games. Oh, and one thing, Dale wasn't going to resign at all. So we got off of his contract and we swapped him for Jeff Malone. Oh, and again, one more thing, we traded John Stockton. He was doing great, but Price was just better and we just signed him to a larger extension. So we ended up trading Stockton for Manute Bol and Jim Paxton. And then we lost in the first round. Great job. But the next season we won the finals after a rough start to the 91-92 season, which we already talked about. Scottie won the finals MVP though. Maybe Mack felt some type of way about this, but he already has 3, he'll be fine. Anyway, we got bounced in the second round the following year, and since our core is getting older, the GM decided it's time to get younger by trading our 7th pick and Jeff Malone to the Rights for Penny Hardaway. Obviously, the fit isn't perfect since we already have Mark Price, but the talent is undeniable. Still, a bit questionable for someone trying to chase their 5th ring. And maybe this wasn't even a bad move because the Mavericks ended up back in the finals and then we lost in 6. We can build on this, except they traded Mark Price for the 2nd pick in the draft. Why? Well, management thought our dynasty peaked about 3 years ago. The main core is aging out. Ronaldo Blackman is performing really well, but he's turning 35 this offseason. Mack, however, did not like this direction. To be clear, Mack didn't want to leave Dallas, but he's on a timer here. A big man just turned 30, he's on borrowed time. He needs to be traded to a contender, according to him at least. Now let's remember, it's 1994. The talent pool and salary caps aren't what it is today, so trade destinations are a little difficult. Mack couldn't get traded to a bona fide contender because it's either a lack of assets, Mavs wanting too much, or the salary's just not matching. So now we gotta look at the teams Mack can turn into a contender. The Miami Heat, a newer team on the block, has some promising assets and was around a 40-win team the season prior, led by a young Larry Johnson, Hershey Hawkins, and Sean Elliott. It seemed like Mack could make a difference in the interior, so the Mavs tried centering a package around Hawkins, a rookie, and 2 firsts, but Miami was not agreeing to this at all. Not a single bit. I guess they wanted to stay young, I don't know. The second choice were the Boston Celtics, a historic franchise, but Bird and that core either retired or all left a few years ago. They were still solid though, treading above water, scraping some wins together. They're limited on assets, but they do have an intriguing young big man in Christian Laettner and a rookie Sam Cassell. Throwing a pick and we got the deal done. So, the Celtics now have arguably the 2 best players in the era. However, the rest of the team is pretty empty, but we don't have much cap space. To speed things up, we ended up signing some really good bench pieces and traded for Bruce Bowen. Now, we start the Mack and Jordan era.